been thinking of doing this for a while now. The idea is to capture my growth, to see how my thoughts and beliefs change as I get older, how I act and my mannerisms as I become the type of person I want to become. Give us an introduction of yourself, your name, the date, your age, and what you currently do. My name is Olohi Klaga. It's currently the 19th of July 2023. I'm 17 years old and I'm currently a student and a celebrity content writer. It used to be a work placement, but I turned it into a job. Question number 2, what stage of life do you think you are in and how are you feeling? I think I'm currently in a very vital growth stage of life. It's currently the summer holiday after year 12 and I feel like I'm in this space where I've learned so much about myself. The holiday has given me time to really explore who I want to be, and I've realized that I haven't gotten to a stage where I'm comfortable. You need to do the work for the payoff, and I feel as though I haven't done the work yet. I need to stop treating life as if enjoyment is in scarcity. Enjoyment is infinite and it will be there, but discipline is the number one thing I lack that I need to go in the direction that I want to go in. How am I feeling? I feel very tranquilo. I feel very in control of my life lately. I feel very reflective and I feel very in tune with myself. And that doesn't mean I'm perfect. I still have days where I procrastinate, I lose motivation. In fact, just yesterday, if I'm really stitching on myself, I laid in bed until around 1 o'clock just on TikTok because I felt so crippled by the amount of work that I had to do. And it took my friend literally coming into my room and literally telling me, get your ass up, you have work to do, before I stood up and really did the work that I needed to do. And even then, I didn't get anything done. But I'm in the phase of my life where I'm so compassionate towards myself that I'm actually seeing growth. Before, it was all this negative self-talk of you're not doing enough, you need to do better, you need to do more, you need to get yourself up. Why are you so lazy? Why do you never keep promises to yourself? You say you're gonna do this, then you do something else. But now it's treating myself the way I treat the people I love and making room for myself to fail, giving myself room to be human and let go of that unrealistic perfection, all or nothing mindset, and actually taking the advice that my therapist has been giving me for ages. Who would have thought that listening to your therapist will actually make you improve? Like, that's crazy. And when I do something that pushes me away from the type of person I try to become, I don't criticize myself, but instead I reflect, I journal, I actually try to step out of what is comfortable for me to become someone better. And I feel like that's the biggest mental transformation I've had in almost 3 years. Describe yourself in third person. I feel like people view me as outgoing. I think people see me as someone who takes risks and does what they want and views life as though it has limitless possibilities. And I think that's amazing because I think that's the kind of person I want to be. For the longest time, I was so stuck behind, trapped by my idea of myself. I wanted to be the mysterious girl, so I denied myself so much pleasure and satisfaction from life because it would skew with the image I wanted people to see of me. But now I've let go of who I want to be or how I want to be viewed and just let myself be. Who I am is who I am, not who I think I should be. And I think that's amazing. Again, I think I've been using that word too much, but there we go. How happy I am. Hey, how happy am I on a scale of 1 to 10? I'd say 7. And this period of my life is the happiest, freshest, just most fulfilling period of my life I've ever experienced. I'm just saying 7, I'm not saying 8, 9, or 10, because that's my average mood. That's my average happiness level. On an average day, I wake up and I'm just 7 happy. Which doesn't sound that amazing, but I know I'm never that far from an 8 or 9 or 10. What is your biggest regret? My biggest regret in all 17 years of life so far is not documenting my growth as an individual. I've been wanting to start this channel for as long as I can remember, and letting my ideas of myself prevent me from doing the things I want to do. That's my biggest regret, because in my 17 years of life, I feel like I've done so many incredible things that I just don't give myself credit for. My thought processes, even when I was so young, I feel like were so intricate and broad, especially for such a young mind. And I will never be able to look back because I was too afraid to put myself out there. Because no matter what anyone says, no matter what they say, starting a channel or putting yourself out there in any way that immortalizes you the way video creating does is extremely scary. You see people getting cancelled for things they said 6, 7 years ago, because watching this now, you are in this moment watching someone who no longer exists. And that's extremely scary, because everything you do, everything you say will always be there. And that takes a tremendous amount of courage to do. That held me back for way too long. And my biggest regret is not documenting all the different versions of me, every person I have been so far. What are your current religious views? Currently, I'm leaning more towards the spiritual side. I feel like there, without a doubt, is a being greater than me, and a lot of the spiritual teachings just make sense. Like, let's say manifestation, for example, and the law of assumption. It's you have to be in alignment with your desires, and by design, you being in alignment means you doing the things to put yourself in the position to receive what it is you want. And by doing that, you're essentially creating that. Like, in order to attract a job, I have to put myself in alignment with my desires, which implies applying for jobs, creating a CV, searching, and being someone who is looking for a job. And by default, you're manifesting a job. And logically, that just makes sense. I'm not full-blown spiritual. I don't really strongly believe in tarot or crystals. I believe we are energy vibrating, and our level of vibration creates a state of consciousness that we live in. You create your own reality in essence. How you act puts you at the vibration you experience. So if you're killing, stealing, raping, you put yourself at that vibration, and as a result, your life becomes worse. And the law of karma, it just all makes sense. It's the one religion I've experienced where curiosity isn't shamed, where when you ask a question, when you ask why is it that way, you're not hushed like that's just the way it is, your human mind can't fathom the greatness of God. It's actually, curiosity is encouraged, and as I believe, a very logical mind, it's the only religion that has ever made sense to me, like truly and deeply. The deeper I dive, the more I know myself. I'm not getting to know the punishment for doing very human things. It's the only religion that encourages you to be an experience, that makes you want to truly live your human experience. That's not making you just trek through life in hopes of an eternity. And I think that's pretty beautiful. I'm not saying that, oh, I'll never be Christian, or I'll never be Muslim, or I'll never be Hindu again. I'm just saying, as of right now, this resonates most with the type of person I am trying to be. It's the only practice that teaches me compassion instead of shame and eternal punishment. Ever since I let go of that idea, I've never had this much peace of mind. I've never been so okay with failing and making mistakes because it's all part of the human experience. Learn about spirituality, the more I learn about myself. The practices of meditation and journaling and breath work and shadow work have elevated my consciousness so much, and it just works for me. Perhaps in the future I'll look back at this and think, that was very naive. I believe something now. I believe in the God, or I believe in this, or I believe in that. But as of right now, I feel very at peace with my religion or lack thereof. What are your current 3-month goals? Well, funny you should ask. I actually have them written down, I think. I want to gain muscle. Like, I want to be really strong and leaner. Start posting on YouTube and start posting on TikTok. This has been a goal for eons now, but I feel like I'm actually doing it. I want to learn to speak Spanish because it just aligns with my goals and with who I want to be. To be a traveler, to be an international diplomat, it just makes sense. And I feel like it's to unlock a new level of experience, because just I can't fathom the amount of things I haven't experienced because I simply don't understand the language. The amount of songs that could have been my favorite songs, the amount of people I could have spoken to, the amount of books I could have read that would change my perspective. And I feel like knowing only one language is literally handicapping yourself in a world of hundreds of languages. So I feel like that is something I really need to work on. Oh, and also becoming an academic weapon. In order to achieve some future goals, I have to go through the university process. And I've realized that to get into the university that I actually want to go to, you need to be an academic. There's a difference between being a student who gets A's and being an academic, which is actually enjoying the process, enjoying going to classes, enjoying the revision, enjoying putting the time into that. And I need to learn to become an academic. How many subscribers do you currently have on your channel? I could check right now for you. I don't even need to check, it's 0. I currently have 0 subscribers on YouTube and let me check TikTok. 72 followers on TikTok. What do you hope to be doing this time next year? August 2024, where do I want to be? Obviously, I want to have graduated year 13 and be completely done with A levels. Ideally with 3 A stars. Have started traveling Europe. I want to have started my gap year. This time next year, I also want to be financially free and be able to drive. Yeah, I need to get on my grind, I really do, because I can't drive. All my friends can drive. It's really quite a handicap considering my job, the distance from, like, bro, Olohi, learn how to drive, please. To be honest, I shouldn't be speaking to you, I should be speaking to the mirror over there, because I need to get my provisional. I need to get classes, but that takes a lot of moolah and it's not a priority right now. But ideally this time next year, I know how to drive. Have deferred my offer to my dream university. My copywriting, started doing that really professionally and actually established that as a business. Established YouTube channel. This time next year, I want to have at least 100,000 subscribers and 300,000 on TikTok. I can do it. Very feasible. I just need to do it. It's literally not rocket science. Describe who you think you would be in a year from now. The dream version of yourself. looks, mentally, financially, relationship, location. So the dream version of myself 1 year from now looks. How does she look? Sexy? Like, Olohi better be fucking wham. I want to be able to do a pull-up or several by this time next year. I'm thinking my body, let's say Lori Harvey, yeah, that kind of leanness, but very strong. Skin, shiny. I mean, I don't think I'm pretty far off, but I want to look very elegant, like my style, the way I carry myself, my hair, my swag. Mentally, this time next year, I want to have cultivated discipline, like serious David Goggin level discipline. Like when I say I'm gonna do something, I do it, and it's not even a question. That kind of discipline. Financially, I want to have racks on racks on racks. Racks, bands, like I'm doing money spread and on my hand is like 100 grand. I will have racks, like bands. And when I mean bands, I mean bought my first car, down payment on my first home, a little Hermes here and there, and just be in a place of financial comfort where I don't have to think about little purchases. Relationship, I don't want to put a timeline on it. When I am ready, the universe will put that person in my life. I don't want to rush it. I feel completely fine not being in a relationship. Just chilling. I just don't think I would rush the process. Like if I find someone that I genuinely think like, damn, then no problem. If I don't, I'm completely fine too, you know? It's just one of those things. If you asked me this 2 weeks ago, I'd be like, yes, I want a relationship next year. But it's not that deep. It's my biological clock isn't ticking. I'm literally 17 years old. I'm so grateful for the last person that came into my life because they made me heal. I'm in a place now where I'm chilling. Like I'm just chill, bro. Like I'm fine. The lessons learned were so important at that point in time. And I just need to focus my energy on myself. And by default, people like that will be in my life and I'll be fine. Location, Europe. I want to be traveling Europe this time next year without question, without doubt. And also put a little sneaky South America in there. I want to go to Colombia because I hear that's the sexiest Spanish accent. And when learning a language, why not sound like the sexiest person? Are you clocking me mentally? One thing you wish you told yourself a year ago that would have expedited your growth. It's literally going to be fine. Like everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to. It may be taking longer than you wish, but I swear it's fine. You become who you need to become and you grow and you're happy and it's all fine. Bro, it's chilling. It worked out. So I'm so proud of you for sticking in there and doing what needed to be done to put me in this position, and I'm grateful. One thing you learned this year that has changed you as a person. One thing I've learned this year that has completely changed me as a person is viewing life as an experience. There's nothing greater because that's all it is. And focusing on this human experience rather than the afterlife. But putting focus on now. I used to think in decades and years exclusively. In the future, I was thinking, oh my goals, who I want to be, this and that I neglected the day-to-day, and I hated. I was so disconnected from my day-to-day. I was in a constant state of disassociation. Like I couldn't remember my days. They all bled into the next. And now I try to do something every day that grounds me in that day, because the now is the only thing that exists. I go into everything with the mindset that make sure you do whatever you feel like as long as it doesn't jeopardize any of your future goals. Like today, if you want ice cream, get ice cream. Today, if you want to go to the next city and look at the water just to be all romantic and whimsical, go and do that. If you want to hop on the train to the next city just to get shawarma, go and do that. I don't want to go through my lifetime. I don't want to go through my life wishing I did in the past or wishing I will be in the future. And it's been great so far. It's been the most enriched and present I've ever felt. What's one place you'd like to visit this year? In case I haven't mentioned it 5 times already, I really want to go to Spain. We have a trip planned already, but it clashes with my school schedule. So we'll see how it goes, but I want to go on a staycation somewhere in the UK, somewhere really cute with like a spa and a hot tub. I want to do that too. What are your views on love? I believe that love exists in abundance. I know everybody says this, but you cannot have love if you don't love yourself, because you don't accept the love you deserve, you accept the love you think you deserve. So you have to give to yourself what you want to receive from others. And it took a very painful situationship, for me to actually clock like, fuck, that's what they meant by that. Love is an amazing thing, and thinking of it in abundance has really changed the way I interact with people, because I'm no longer scared to give love, because I know there's always love to give. I'm not gonna just be with someone for the sake of it. I'm not gonna settle, basically. That's the moral of the story. And being a romantic, a hopeless romantic, some would say, sometimes it's exhausting because it feels like there will never be anybody to give you that. The thing about it is there are just less people who are good enough for you. It's not that they don't exist, it's just that you just need to give and be, and they will appear. It may take longer, but hey, it takes longer to find gold in the ocean than it does to find fish poop. Was that a good analogy? I don't know, but yeah, it's just one of those things. You give, you get. You can't receive with your fists closed. You have to give, and then it flows, and it happens. And love exists in many forms, not just romantic. There's platonic love and love, passion, poetry, writing, and that's how I view love right now. My current relationship status: single. I wonder if you still remember him though. Like me watching this a year, 6 months from now, I wonder how the relationship with the last thing, how do you view that? Like, I wonder, like, do I even still remember him? Because now it feels a lot. I just wonder how my views changed. Do I even remember who I'm talking about right now? That's the question. Do you know who I'm talking about? But yeah, single. Just got out of a situationship type beat. Learned a lot. I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't change how I acted. I wouldn't change how he acted, because at the end of the day, 4 months of knowing him, I learned more than I would have learned from 10 years of dating him. I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't change it for the world. Even though now I look back at it and I cringe and feel the pain of how I acted. I really be thinking about it. Why did I really do that? But I wouldn't change it for the world.